honestly, I just think the impact at such a young age, at such a top team. Normally, you come in to say a PSG or a Liverpool or a Bayern Munich, you're barely even on the bench at 17. He's starting and playing, and actually a feature. If you think about it, he's actually Barca's best player, probably by some distance, and that is just unheard of, I think, for a 17 or any of the top clubs in Europe. He's just, I think, in a league of his own at the moment at 17.
Who's the best you saw or played with or were around?
The best I saw was Wayne Rooney. He come on, he was a tornado, hurricane, whatever you want to call it. It was just
force of nature,
bulldozing everyone.
Yeah. From Liverpool, you know.
Sure, he's not Paris born and bred. He's from Liverpool.
That's a good point, Macker. He is from Liverpool.
But honestly, the impact that he had, it was mind blowing. The players around him with Man United and with England were the best of the best. But Wazza was just something different.
He had a hat-trick on his debut, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, Fenerbahce, Jose's team now, He's something special, wasn't he? He was something very, very special.
Yeah. I mean, you came through early yourself, and then you saw, obviously, Robbie and...
I had a Robbie
Michael.
Fowler, he's from Liverpool, Jules, and Michael Owen as well, 17-year-olds. I mean, Michael, of course, 17, representing his country as Lamine Yamal is, and scored that fantastic goal against Argentina a bit later as well, but... No, they were in playing for Liverpool, scoring many a goal, the pair of them at 17, and that's hard to do with the history of Liverpool Football Club. As Michael scored in this was one of his goals against Newcastle. He scored a hat-trick this particular day.
Yeah, it all comes easy at that age, doesn't it? No fear.
I know.
Those quick legs, but in terms of a finisher.
There's me, look.
There he is.
I'm certainly not finished. I'm definitely passing it. There you go, past it. Yes, so...
He's from Liverpool as well, George.
That's you again.
That's me again.
Oh.
Who got these clips?
Oh, my God.
Thank you. And also, I must admit, I did play with a young Iker Casillas who got into the Real Madrid team at a very young age because of injuries, but excelled, and I think he was 17. And when you see pictures of him, he was a baby, and he won the
I remember seeing him in the tunnel against Bayern. I remember he looked
He came in,
so
Bodo
young.
Illner was injured, and then Albano Bithari was injured, and they called for him, and he was exceptional. And then, at 17, you never thought he'd go on to win the Champions League that year, but then go on to be the superstar he is, lifting the World Cups. He was captain for Spain, and, friends with the King of Spain and everything now, Iker, and what a superstar and what a career, his turns out to be.
Oh, yeah, some career for a relatively small keeper in modern terms, but giant of a presence and a personality. Jules, you'll have seen there's been a few special French teenagers, haven't there? From Anelka and maybe before through to Mbappe, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I picked three: Anelka, Thierry, and Kylian. Anelka is a year older than me, and when he was with the France under 16 team, we were with the county team in Clairefontaine under 15, and we saw him play, and it was just so good, so much better than anybody else, even at youth international level. Thierry is 17 with Monaco, incredible, and then Mbappe, of course. All of them, by the way, Paris born and bred, all three of them. Here you go.
Oh. That's why they're trouble.
That's why.
Hey, the leader we had in this conversation, by the way.
That's why the hard work.
Exactly.
Why they cause nothing but trouble.
But they all had that mentality as well, and I'm sure it's the same for the boys, for Wayne and Casillas and Fowler, Owen as well. That's Kylian, who we discovered on BT Sport at the time. When he was playing for Monaco.
In Man City, I remember being at that game.
I mean, what a team! You could have chose anybody in that Monaco side. Fabinho, Bernardo Silva. I mean, take your pick.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's an incredible side when you think of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then Yamal, I think, fits right into that same category, doesn't he? To be doing it at the age he is, to be, as you say, almost not so much part of a Barcelona team, but being asked to be the main part, or certainly one of the fulcrums of this team.
Malcolm made a really good point. It's almost like he just came out of nowhere, and that consistency is just, you don't see that, Matt, from a young kid to be that consistent. You either get ups and downs, you see talent. But I think even his goal, how efficient he is. He rarely ever turns the ball over. He's really efficient in front of goal. And the thing I like him, he doesn't over-celebrate. He knows, I'm a player.
Yeah.
I'm going to win the Ballon d'Or. He's that good. It's amazing he's that far at 17.
I remember hearing from those around Barcelona maybe 2 or 3 years ago that they knew they had a super talent on their hands through the La Masia Academy, but they were a bit worried about his attitude. Sometimes he wandered in and out of games. He could get a bit petulant because he was a mid-teens kid. But it's interesting how mature he suddenly now looks.
I don't know whether that's by playing for his country. I don't know whether it's being successful for his country and he's suddenly being thrust into the limelight so quickly that he almost has to grow up. He can't act like a 17-year-old anymore because he's too famous for that. So, and also he's got sort of ringleaders around him. He's got Pedri, who was a 17-year-old superstar for Barcelona. He's got Gavi, who was an 18-year-old superstar for Barcelona playing for Spain, and Ansu Fati. So they've all had him, and actually they all haven't moved forward as quickly as Lamine Yamal because, of course, Gavi and Pedri got terrible injuries, and they have to be very careful of that Barcelona. They have to be careful of using him, utilising him too much. Because you don't want this kid to have an ACL problem like Pedri and Gavi have had already at such young ages.
Because physically you've taken them to the well, to the edge too much.
When Barca beat Girona at the weekend, he scored 2 in that 4-1 win. Michel, the Girona manager, after the game said, listen, I don't think I would ever say that, but he could be as good as Messi. And I know we can't compare Messi, he's probably the greatest.
You almost feel bad saying it, don't you?
But if Michel says it, for us it's difficult. But Michel knows, this is what he does as well. And I think for people within the game now, those coaches or opponents, whatever, to start saying it more and more now. He's just turned 17, like Mike said, in the summer. That intelligence to almost push Van der Sar
even that little bump,
to make that space.
17-year-olds don't do that.
Football IQ is crazy. If you just look at the numbers, and again, we don't compare, eras and stuff, and Messi, but he's way ahead of a Cristiano or Messi at the same age.
Same age,
Yeah, interesting.
Purely on numbers, I mean.